Well, hi everybody. Welcome to Christy Dawn's Cooking, and today I'm bringing you a video that I hadn't planned to make for you, but the boys asked me to make this because tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday, which is the third most celebrated holiday here in our household behind Easter and Christmas. So they asked me to make this delicious layered nacho dip for you. So stay with me and I'm going to show you exactly how I make this. So for this recipe, you will need 1 can of refried beans, some taco sauce, some guacamole, sour cream, mayonnaise, taco seasoning, some chopped tomatoes, some chopped green onions, some chopped black olives, and some grated cheddar cheese. And in the back, you see on the stove, I went ahead and browned 1 pound of ground beef. So I'm going to get everything set up and show you exactly how I make this. So for the first layer of the dip, I went and browned 1 pound of ground beef. And this is the 85/15. You need some of the fat in there for the flavor. So once this is browned, and I went ahead and drained it really, really well, I'm going to go ahead and put in 1 can of refried beans. And I like it to be warm, the pan to be warm, so that it helps with the blending. You'll see that here in a minute. All right, that's pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this all together with the heat on like a medium-high. And the heat does help the refried beans to soften up, and then it helps to blend it a whole lot better. So I'm going to continue on this, and I will bring you back, because it's going to take a couple minutes. Don't want to bore you guys. Just let it go and just keep adding it together. When it's all well incorporated, I'm going to bring you back. Okay, so it's been about 4 minutes, and I've just continued to mix it together, and you see how well it looks. So now what I'm going to do is just add in some taco sauce. I don't know, maybe about a half a cup, or I'm going to start with a 1/4 cup. See how it goes. That's probably about a 1/4 cup. Mix it all together. And that's it for this layer. Those are the 3 ingredients. So it's ground beef, refried beans, and some taco sauce. You don't need any salt and pepper because the taco sauce has plenty of that. So that looks good. I think I'm going to add a little bit more. So that may have been about 1/3 of a cup total. Just play with it. Just add some till it looks good. You might want it a little bit looser. This is a very hearty dip. I mean, it is a meal in itself. So you just have fun with it. I'm going to turn the heat off. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more. Let's make it a little bit looser. So I guess we did probably do about a half a cup. Oh, it looks good. It smells good too. This would be really good like in a burrito or something like that. Okay, that is well blended. I'm going to bring you over now back to the island, and we're going to start assembling the entire dip. Okay, so as you can see, this is for the Super Bowl, so I went ahead and pulled out one of my football serving platters. So I'm going to go ahead and get the beef, refried bean, and taco sauce mixture on the plate. And you can just use 9x13, whatever you have. 9x13 works out great. So I am going to smooth this out. Try not to get in the end zone. it's still super, super hot. So I'm actually, once I get this all spread out nice and thin, I'm going to let it sit here and cool for a little bit because I don't want to put the guacamole on next because that would sort of cook it. It would not be good. I've had lots of, layered nacho or taco dips. They have all kinds of different names for them, and I think this by far is the best. I don't know, it's just the mixture of the sour cream and the guacamole and the beef, but this is really, really good. Like I said, it is a meal in itself. So try to get it all the way down. A little bit extra down there. Let's bring it up here to the 5-yard line. Okay. All right, so I am gonna probably might even just throw this in the refrigerator for a little bit. And once it's cooled down, I'm gonna come back and show you how we do the next layers. Okay, so the first layer was in the refrigerator for about 10-15 minutes, just enough to cool it down. So next what we're going to do is we're going to put on some guacamole. Now normally I will buy avocados and some lemons and make my own. But because this was so last minute and the avocados were super, super ripe, I just went ahead and just bought some guacamole. This is really good, actually. It's Cabo Fresh. So go ahead and just put it around in dollops. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to spread this out, but I don't want to go all the way over to the edge of where the meat mixture is because I want to be able to see it. I want to, my guests to be able to see it, I should say. It just looks prettier when you see the layers. Just be gentle with it. It'll go on nice and smooth. Okay. Really the hardest part of this recipe, I think, is chopping all the vegetables. Once everything's chopped and ready to go, it's super easy. You don't have to worry too much in the middle about, like, if you see some ground beef coming through a little bit, because it's going to be covered up. So, okay, that looks good. A little bit more down here. Scrape the rest out. Okay, that looks good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make the next layer, which is the sour cream. And in this bowl here, I have a ½ cup of mayonnaise and 1 cup of sour cream. You might hear the dogs. They just all went running, so they might have heard something outside. I went ahead and sprinkled on 1 envelope of the taco seasoning mix. These are the ones that, that come into the kits that you can get. or just buy one. So I'm going to mix this all really, really well. It turns like a real pretty pinky peachy color. Make sure you get down the bottom. You don't have any white streaks from the mayonnaise and sour cream. All right, that looks good. So now we're going to do basically the same thing that we did on with the guacamole. We're going to put some dollops around. This is one of those recipes that if it sits overnight, it's even more delicious. All right, now I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to go ahead and spread it around, but I want to leave a little bit of the guacamole showing. A little bit left in here. Let me scrape it all out. Don't want to waste anything. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right. So there we go. The third layer. Now the last thing we have to do is just sprinkle on the different toppings. So we have some chopped tomatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and put these around. And it's probably maybe about a cup. I think I did about 4 or 5 of those, the Campari tomatoes. The little garden tomatoes. So, all right, that looks good. Now I'm going to sprinkle on 1 can of medium-sized black olives, and oh, I'm sorry, these were large. These were large, and I just cut them in half. So sprinkle those on. Okay. Oops, just want to kind of spread them out a little bit. I got a big cluster of them right there. Alrighty. Now, the last vegetable we're going to do are the green onions. And I have about 1/3 of a cup, and it's just the green parts. And sprinkle that all over. A couple here in the end zone. Let me get those up. Okay. All right, and lastly, I went ahead and I grated 8 ounces of a sharp cheddar cheese. So I'm probably not going to use all this. I'll probably use this for something else. Yeah, that was probably about half of it. So about 4 ounces of a block. Go ahead and grate it. And guys, that is it. Look how delicious. layered nacho dip. Perfect for Super Bowl, perfect for any time. Ooh, I don't want to tilt it too much. So I'm going to go ahead and serve these with some of the Frito scoops because it is so thick. It needs more of a heartier chip. We can also use the Tostito scoops as well. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you make it. Leave a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like it, share, and make sure you also subscribe to my channel. It's a huge help. So everyone take good care, and I will see you soon.